Why is Nikola Jokic calling last night's Nuggets loss a great loss? Welcome into your Denver Sports Daily for May 17th. Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel Vigil.
The Timberwolves thumped the Nuggets 115-70 last night. You heard that scoreline correct. 115-70. The Nuggets could not hit anything. It was the worst offensive game by the Nuggets in 10 years. Denver's franchise has been active since 1969. Only 24 times have they scored fewer points than in last night's Game 6. Oh, let's take a big deep breath, everybody. It was so frustrating last night. I have never, in a playoff game, had to step away from the TV because of how angry I was. And that was, in fact, what I had to do in the fourth quarter last night. I truthfully had to just step away from the TV. I put it on my computer and I went and did other things, and I just couldn't pay attention to it. Pretty much once all the starters hit the bench, I was like, I need to step away for a quick second. But why is Nikola Jokic essentially calling it a great loss? Take a listen.
I think we shouldn't. I think we need to sink in. Like, it's a great loss. They beat us, they destroy us, and we should learn it. And you need to give them respect. They came out and actually we had like 9-2 score, right? Fun. Didn't look good for them in that period, But since then, it was a one-team show. So I'm gonna take this as a great loss.
Well, and Nikola, to that end,
Anthony Edwards is crediting his teammate with the Timberwolves win last night. According to Edwards, it was simple. The presence of Minnesota's point guard was all that made the difference in the Wolves snapping a 3-game losing streak in the Western Conference semifinals to force Game 7. Edwards told reporter, "We got Mike Conley back. That was it." Conley is a 17-year veteran and missed Tuesday's Game 5 because of sore right Achilles tendon. Edwards led all scorers with 27 points and helped the Wolves outscore Denver by 43 points in 34 minutes that he was out on the court. The Nuggets will face their first elimination game on Sunday since round 1 of 2022. Only 2 players on the active Nuggets roster even saw serious minutes in that series. That was Jokic and Murray, but they are both 3-1 in Game 7s in their career. Minnesota will play in a Game 7 for only the second time in franchise history. Game 7, we're waiting to see what time that's going to be. It's rumored right now to either be a 1:30 p.m. start on Sunday or roughly a 6 or 7 p.m. start on Sunday. So buckle up, everybody. Game 7, it's coming. There's no better words. Like Michael Malone said, there's no better words than a Game 7 in sports. Nikola Jokic is collaborating with another world-known cartoon as 361 drops SpongeBob editions of the 3-time MVP's shoes. Jokic has been wearing some SpongeBob colors in practice, recently hitting at the drop. And now it's official that 361 Degrees is making colorways for the cartoon characters and friends. You got Patrick, Mr. Krabs, and Squidwards. And then, of course, you got SpongeBob. This is the best one. It's the face that everybody knows and loves when it comes to SpongeBob. I just love it so much. So I think this is a really cool collaboration. Jokic's dive into SpongeBob isn't his first crossover with a cartoon character this year. He joined the Minions for a playful commercial trailer for the upcoming movie Despicable Me 4. And as an obvious lover of cartoons, Jokic's shoes will finally reflect one of his most relatable personality traits. We absolutely love this collaboration. This time last year, Bruce Brown was making big plays almost every single night as he and the Denver Nuggets sped to the 2023 NBA title, and the sixth man got a new tattoo to celebrate that achievement. It's a really sick tattoo. He posted on Instagram, and there are trees, wolves, mountains, and the Larry O'Brien trophy with the all-important Nuggets logo in the middle of it. I think that this is such a cool tattoo. I love the wolf. I think the shading on it is absolutely gorgeous as well. So overall, they did a really nice job. Brown left Denver in the offseason when the Pacers signed him to a $40 million deal. The Nuggets didn't have the cap space to match that, but Indy dealt the versatile hooper to the Raptors with 3 first-round picks before the trade deadline to add Pascal Siakam. Now we'll move on to the NHL because it is in fact an Avalanche game day. Let's hope they can even up this series. 8 p.m. Mountain Time start. Puck drop right then and there. Stars win, it's over. The Avs go home. The Avs can win tonight. They will force a game 7, which will also be on Sunday. So definitely a lot to watch for. It should be a good game. I will be down there along with Will Peterson at Ball Arena. So make sure you follow us over on Twitter to see some behind the scenes of that. Moving on to college football. After more than a decade of waiting, EA Sports College Football 25 will return on July 17th. This is the coolest thing ever. On Thursday, the release date for the long-awaited game was finally revealed, along with the cover of the regular version of the game featuring Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers, Colorado defensive back Travis Hunter. How cool does Travis Hunter look in this? And then Michigan running back Devon Edwards. The deluxe edition of the game will feature a different cover that adds Alabama's Jalen Milroe and Georgia's Carson Beck and Ohio State's Quinshawn Judkins. College Football 25 is the first new game in the series since 2013. The Denver Broncos don't have a ton of expectations going into the 2024 NFL season, but the latest power rankings from ESPN have a bleak outlook. The network has placed Denver as the 31st best team in the league, only ahead of the Carolina Panthers to avoid being dead last. The Giants are 28th, the Commanders 29th, and the Patriots are 30th. Around the AFC West, it's no shocker that the Chiefs are number 1, coming off back-to-back Super Bowl championships, but the rest of the division isn't as strong, with the Chargers at 22nd and the Raiders at 25th. Now, this isn't totally surprising to me because there's not a lot of hype around Bo Nix. Here in Denver, there is, but elsewhere, it doesn't seem like people are very excited about Bo Nix. And then it is the one thing that is surprising. Like just a few years ago, it'll tell you how fast things can change, because do we all remember when we were like, the AFC West is going to be the hardest division in sports? You got the Chiefs, you got the Broncos, you got the Chargers, and you got the Raiders. And it was like this loaded teams that you were like, are going to have to face off, and it's going to be so much fun. Look at where they all fall now. It's going to be really interesting to see at the end of the year where they actually end up, and hopefully the Broncos aren't 31st. Now, with the full 2024 schedule released this week, we know which NFL teams will have an easy travel schedule and which teams will be dealing with some serious jet lag as well. According to bookies.com, the Commanders will travel just 10,550 miles and cross 18 time zones this season, most of that coming in the road game to the road game in Arizona in week 4 for them. By comparison, the Chargers will be traveling more than 26,000 miles and crossing 36 time zones this season. I'm like, that is a lot of time on a plane for sure. The Denver Broncos will travel 19,000 miles over 26 time zones. So they're kind of like right in the middle of the pack, not too much, but definitely all over the place. It is crazy when you actually sit down and think about how much these teams do travel, just going back and forth between games. Like 19,000 miles over 26 time zones. And I get it, it happens over multiple months, but that's a lot of time on the plane. So it's a good thing that they have good food and everything on those planes, because otherwise that would be a massive pain in the butt. Always have some random story for you guys at the end of the day. And I tell you the story about Harrison Butker and his speech at Benedictine College and how he kind of went after women in sports. He went after the president. There was lots of stuff. Well, this is a very interesting story because the official Kansas City X account deleted a post about Harrison Butker in the wake of his controversial graduation speech. On Wednesday night, the account posted, "Just a reminder that Harrison Butker lives in the city of Lee Summit, a KC suburb about 30 minutes outside of the city." Again, this is the official Kansas City, like the city of Kansas City, posting this. And it was deleted about a half hour later and replaced with an apology. Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas also apologized, posting, "The message was clearly inappropriate for a public account. The city has correctly apologized for the error and will review account access and ensure nothing like this is shared in the future from public channels." Butker has faced a lot of backlash after his commencement speech, which again, as a woman who works in sports and would like to think that my life did not start when I will either get married even later this year or have children, hopefully in the next coming years, it just wasn't a good speech by Harrison Butker. And I said yesterday, I feel bad for the Kansas City Chiefs PR team because I'm sure they're dealing with a lot of backlash on that as well. So, yeah. I think that's really interesting. I'm like, was somebody supposed to tweet this out from like a burner account or a different account, and they just accidentally did it on the Kansas City like actual city Twitter account? It's just, I don't know, kind of funny on this Friday. I'm not gonna lie. So go to some of your comments, guys. I love it. Bring Bruce back. I wish they could. He is going to be a free agent, though. It does not sound like he's going to end up going back to the Raptors. So he could possibly be it. Makar on NHL 24, Murray on the new 2K, and now Travis on that. It is so cool. Travis Hunter did a great job. And there is some behind the scenes videos of them making that cover, and it's really, really cool to see. But I think that just like shows Travis Hunter's energy and the excitement that he brings to the sport of football. So I really love the cover, and I think they captured it really, really well. Let's see. Let's go Avs. Start out fast, maintain and limit the penalties, skate fast and hard. I am praying over here that the Avalanche can get it done tonight at Ball Arena. We need an Avs win at Ball Arena. Like, we need that. Every single time we've been down there for this series, they haven't been able to pull one off. The fans need one, so hopefully they're able to do it again. I know that team is saying we got to take it one shift at a time, one period at a time, one game at a time. They have a huge mountain to overcome, but if there is anybody that can do it, it can be a Nathan McKinnon. It can be a Cale Makar. They've already shown that they can do it by winning game 5. Hopefully they're able to do it in game 6 as well. So I appreciate you guys as always for spending just a little bit of your time with me. I was really pissed off this morning, last night, everything about the Nuggets, just because of the way they got embarrassed. It was just... I don't even have words for it. It was so disappointing. And this series as a whole has been so confusing to me. You have 2 of the best teams. Like, whoever wins this series, in my personal opinion, is going to go on to win it all. You have 2 of the best teams. And yet we're seeing blowouts like every other night, it feels like. I'm like, when are we going to get, I'm probably jinxing it right now, but when are we going to get like the buzzer beater game or the 5-point game where it's just a complete battle all throughout? Like, when are we going to get that series? Because we've just gotten blowouts, it feels like, this entire time, with obviously the biggest one being last night. So frustrating, everybody. Let me know how you're feeling about the Nuggets. Let me know how you're feeling about the Avs game 6 tonight. I will be down there, like I said. So we'll be back Monday morning, though, hopefully talking about 2 teams advancing on. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you then. Bye.